You see that? Why can't humans just live like that, man? You see how peaceful he looks? Why do people, humans, have to work in a dumb society and not be able to sleep whenever they want like this, and have to work a job that they might not like just to... Why do they work this job that they don't like? Because they need a piece of paper, aka money, or numbers in their bank account to pay for their bills, to pay for water and food and clothing and stuff that they need to clean themselves, like tissue or wipes or deodorant, whatever. Why do humans have to work a job to get that stuff? Why can't they just live like this? Why doesn't humanity just work together and just get rid of money altogether? I'll tell you why. It's because humanity is a slave race and they don't want you to be free. You're not free in this world. There's no freedom. You're not. As soon as you're born, you're a slave to your body and you're a slave to money. Animals are slaves to their bodies too, but they're not slaves to money or a society, you know? Animals have hierarchies, like some are more dominant than others and they get more mates, but no animal has money or religion or school or work. None of these things that they might not like. Why do humans do all this bullshit? Is it because they're smart? I don't think so. It's because they enslave each other. It's because they enslave each other, and people have to climb this hierarchy in society, this wage slave tree, you know? They got to work a job and then maybe they'll get promoted or whatever. But I see it for what it is, and I know you guys do too, who listen to me, you know, or people like me, channels like this. You know, we know the truth of this world, not just with all the suffering, but in this video, I'm specifically talking about why do humans have to slave away to fucking live? It's so fucking retarded. Why can't they just be free like animals, you know, and just work together? If humans are so smart, why don't they just work together and get rid of money and give each other what they need? I'll tell you why. Because humans are not a compassionate, loving species. They're a selfish species. They have kids for selfish reasons. They hurt people for selfish reasons. They employ people for selfish reasons. You know, who's going to make my company the best? Who's going to produce the most money for my company? Stuff like that. Humanity is not a loving species, you know? It's not. If it was, then there wouldn't be all these murders and stabbings and shootings and rapes and all this bullshit. And there wouldn't be any slavery. We would be truly free and we'd be able to get what we want in this world, like animals. It would be better than animals because, you know, we made this society where we're safe from predators. The only predators are humans themselves now. There's no lions or tigers that are going to get you. The only predators are ourselves, you know, and we're pretty bad, shitty predators too, you know. Humans are pathetic predators. Most of the time they need weapons to hurt each other. They can't dominate each other without weapons. You know, they need knives, they need guns, they need baseball bats, you know. If it's two people fighting without weapons, most of the time they can fight each other. But if someone has a knife, they're either a psychopath or a coward, you know? Like, why the fuck would you do that shit? Or a baseball bat or a gun or whatever. They're a coward or they're a psychopath or they're mentally ill and they're pathetic. And they should just be fucking shot in the head, you know? But, you know, humans are fucking slaves to the society and to money. And who even runs this society? Who even made it this way, man? You know? It's just fucking dumb. Humans are the dumbest species. They think they're the smartest, but they're really the dumbest, you know? They are the dumbest. And it's just gonna get dumber, man. You really think that money's gonna go away ever? Fuck no. Humans are slaves to a fucking made up piece of paper with some fucking president on it, or queen's face on it, that doesn't give a shit about you. And what the fuck is the point of all this bullshit, you know? So it just sucks that we was born into this world. I mean, this world, really? Mum and dad, what the fuck were you thinking? Now I have to be a fucking wage slave, and for what? Just to survive, you know? It's just fucking dumb, man. It's very dumb. You'll never see another animal have like money or religion or work or school, you know? Because it's all stupid and pathetic. And it's all human made up constructs, you know? It's not real. Money's not real. Religion is not real, you know? At least in my opinion, but if you want to believe it, fine. But religion and money causes so much violence and pain and suffering, you know? And it causes people to go homeless too. At least money does, you know? Because they get homeless and they can't pay their bills because they got no fucking dumb money, you know? Yeah, it's just stupid, man. This world is retarded. Who even runs this shit? Obviously, psychopaths run this shit. That's why the world is the way it is, you know? Like, it's so unjust, and injustice and crime everywhere, and no one's preventing crimes because people get tortured every day, mentally or physically, man. No one's preventing this shit, you know? This planet is a fucking uh this planet is a disaster, man. Earth is a disaster, especially with humans on it. It would be better if there was no humans on this planet, but still it would be very bad because there's so much suffering. The world just needs to be destroyed, you know? Should have never This world should have never existed, and we should have never existed. But I'm kind of going a little bit too deep, but you know, the human world is just fucking dumb, man. And I hate that I'm gonna have to fucking wage slave in this world. It's just dumb. And work with people that I might not like. Like, what the fuck is the point? It's no surprise people kill themselves or they go insane. Don't be surprised by anything, man, in this world. Because this world drives people insane, you know? Because you're not free. From the moment you're born, you're a fucking slave in this system, you know? It's kind of depressing or down to think about, but it's the truth, you know? And why the fuck did our parents bring us into this shit? You know, unless we were an accident. If we were an accident, then okay, that's not good. I mean, you wasn't planning to have a kid, but still, it's better than actually planning to bring a kid into this retarded shithole of a world, slave world. Don't you think so, kitty? But yeah, man, what the fuck were they thinking, bringing us into this shit? As soon as we're born, we're a slave, you know, in every single way, to our body, mind, uh, money. Look at the way he's cleaning himself. uh, but yeah, from the moment we're born, we're a slave to it. And I just despise money, man, because, you know, we don't need money. You don't need money. I mean, yeah, you do. But money's just a piece of paper, man. You can live without a fucking piece of paper. You know what I mean? You don't fucking eat or drink money. You use money to eat and drink. Um, so I just hate this world and how dumb it is. I could keep going on about this forever. But, you know, just looking at my cat, you know, just realizing that, like, as a human, you're really fucked. Because you can realize that you're in this slave world and there's nothing you can do about it, you know? Exactly. As a human, you have the self-realization to realize what the fuck is going on and fucking despise this shit, you know? Whereas an animal don't even give a fuck. So they're kind of lucky in a way. They are lucky. But still, the luckiest person is the person that's never going to be born, you know, obviously. But I just fucking hate money and I hate this society, man. Because it's clearly run by fucking psychopaths, obviously. People who like dominating other people, you know? Do you really think loving good people rule this world? No, because otherwise then you'd get water for free, you get food for free. Can you get that for free? Not really. Nope, you got to pay for it. Unless you go to a homeless shelter. I don't know if you can find one of those, but nah, man, you got to pay for everything just to fucking survive in this world. I don't know how the fuck people don't see that. Like, how could you not see that you're not free in this world? You need money to survive. If you don't have money, you're gonna struggle. It's as simple as that. If you don't have a stupid piece of paper or you don't work a job or whatever, you're gonna struggle, you know? Now, if you have a criminal record and you're a shitty person and you can't get a job, fuck you. You deserve the struggle because you probably put suffering onto others. But if you never hurt somebody and you're struggling, then, I feel you, because you need a fucking dumb piece of paper. And if for whatever reason you're a good person, right? You haven't hurt nobody and you can't get a job or whatever the situation is, you're going to struggle in this world because you need a stupid piece of paper and money or digits in your bank account. You won't be able to get food that you want to eat, for example, You won't be able to get clothes. You won't be able to move out or whatever. Like like I just said, I truly don't understand how people don't see that this world is just, you're a slave in this world, You're a slave to your body. I mean, isn't that obvious? You need to piss and eat and sleep. You're a slave to your feelings, physical feelings in your body, like tiredness, hunger, thirst, lust, anger, even. Well, that's emotional. But yeah, you're a slave to your body and your emotions. Pretty much most people are slaves to their emotions, their bitterness, their jealousy, their envy, their anger, their violent tendencies. What else? Their impulsiveness, their all kinds of things, Humans are slaves to their emotions too, their body and their emotions and their feelings and impulses. And they're a slave to money as well in this world, which, you're not born thinking about money. You're just born in your body and I guess with maybe feeling emotions, but not a mind, not when you're born, Um, Let me just leave this cat for a bit. He doesn't like me talking. But, I just don't understand how people don't see that you're a slave to those things in this world as soon as you're born. Or do people like being a slave to this shit? They probably do, man, because maybe some of them are good slaves, Some of them get a lot of bitches and they get a good paying job. And they don't have any health conditions, but life is not the same for you as it is for everybody else. Some people are born in pain. Some people can't get laid. Some people are born in poverty and die in poverty. Children in Africa, for example, they fucking die of hunger. Like, this world is an unfair place, and just because your life is good don't mean that your kid's life will be good or that they'll like this, I mean, I'm smarter than my parents, man. I'm 10 years younger plus than my parents. When they had me in their mid-30s and I'm 23. I already know what the fuck is up with this world, My parents are fucking delusional, My dad said, you probably feel invincible at your age. No, I don't, because I was fucking stabbed and this world is a shithole and is not a supportive place and people don't give a fuck about you and you're a slave in this world. Why would I feel invincible in this slave-ass world, So I don't relate to my parents at all, dude. Fuck no. And I've said this before, I don't know if you've seen my channel before, but when I asked my mum, why did you have kids? She said, if we didn't have kids, the human race wouldn't continue. Like, why the fuck would this slave race want to continue? So I'm just glad that I'm smarter than my parents. I see this world for what it is. It's a slave. Yes, it's full of suffering. It's a suffering realm, a suffering planet, but it's also a slave. You're a slave from the moment you're born to the moment you die. If you're not born, you're not a slave, and when you're dead, you're not a slave either. You're a slave biologically, mentally, and financially, It's like, I don't get how people don't see that. Obviously, some people are so stupid that they won't see that, but how can they not ever realize it, that they're a fucking slave? Even if their life is good, I don't get it. Well, I do get it. Humanity's just an ignorant species, and they'll never stop breeding and reproducing and continuing this negative cycle, this vicious cycle, man. This cycle of suffering. This cycle needs to fucking end, and I'm glad it's gonna end with me. I'm not reproducing anybody, you know? For real, I could go on about this for a long time. I won't make this video too much longer, but, you know, it does baffle me how people, especially at a certain age, they don't see how everything in this world, you're a slave. I knew I was gonna be like, I knew that like from a young age, like that. I didn't know everything, but I knew at least from a young age that like school was, you know, just grooming you to work a job. I knew that, you know. Probably when I was like 13, 14, I knew that. And I hated school, so I didn't want to go, you know. I tried to skip school, but obviously I had to go most days, you know. I just knew I was being groomed to be a slave and get a job, you know? Like, is that my fate in this world? Yes, it is, apparently, because this world is pathetic, you know? And most people are going to be average. Um, yeah, it's just dumb, man. It's very dumb. This slave world. It is. And I just don't understand how our parents were so stupid if they chose to have us. Like I said, if we were an accident, that honestly makes more sense. It's not good, but it makes more sense. But if they chose to bring us here, like maybe mine did, I don't know. But obviously some parents do choose to have kids, you know? Or a lot of them. Not everybody's a fucking accident. If they chose to bring us here, then how could they be so fucking dumb and retarded, you know? It just baffles me. And obviously I hate being a slave. I hate having to wake up like and need to piss or whatever, you know? I hate being a slave to my sexual desires and being an incel. I hate being broke and I can't get what I want in this world because I don't have a fucking stupid piece of paper. Like, is that how you're supposed to value your self-esteem or your self-worth? Like a piece of paper? Apparently, because that's what society values it by. Or your looks, I guess, you know? But you should value yourself by the person you are and the actions you do, you know? But no, people value each other by like what society does. Like, what do people say in conversations, right? Especially like if you talk to family, they say like, "Oh, what are you working as?" You know, that's what they always end up talking about. At least mine do. They always say like, "Are you gonna work this job or that job?" I don't want to work any fucking job. You know, obviously I never said that to their face, but like, why would I want to be a slave in this retarded world like you guys? You know, I didn't even ask to be here. Just because you like it or you can tolerate it doesn't mean I want to or I can. Uh, that's the thing. Parents just think that we're gonna like being a slave just like them. Well, I don't like being a fucking slave. I don't. It's stupid, man. It's very stupid. So I'm gonna end the video here. Don't make another slave because if you reproduce somebody, understand that they're a slave in every single way, man. To their body, to a job, to money, you know, to their mental health, whatever that is. If they go through traumatic things in life, they're a slave to that. They're gonna have to live with that for the rest of their life. Don't do that to somebody, man. You know? You might not do it, but some sick human monster in this world might cause them a trauma, you know? So life is just so bad, man. It is. There's no reason to be fucking born into this world. The only reason we're here is because it ain't our choice, you know? That's the only reason we're here, guys. It wasn't our fucking choice. There's no reason to be born, you know? So I'm just jealous of the unborn. I'm jealous of the unborn every day, to be honest. Yeah, I am. Because there's no reason to be born, man. No matter how good your life is, it doesn't matter. Whether you're the son of Drake, you know, he'll probably never be an incel. And he'll never have to work a job. He still will suffer and die, you know? Even though he could live a life like a fucking porn star. I don't know. Don't really care. I'm just saying, you know? I wish I was never born. And I know that the unborn, they're having better existences than the people at the top in this world. They are, man. Because life is a constant battle for what you want and staying away from what you don't want, you know? Whether that's mentally or physically or whatever. It is. Life is a constant battle in some way, even if you don't realize it. A lot of people don't realize it because they're so ignorant. So it's not even a battle in their mind. They're just like, I'm gonna hustle hard in this life. I'm gonna hustle and get my bag and then provide for my children, and all that cringy bullshit, you know? I'm just glad to see the truth, man. The truth has made me definitely enlightened about this world. It's made me a lot more cynical though, I'll be honest, obviously, because this world is just a terrible place. It hasn't made me positive. Fuck no. This world is a very negative place and not a supportive place. It's not. It's not a great place. Some people have supportive friends in their lives, that's great. A lot of people don't, man, you know? So this is how I relate to people, man. And I support myself by talking to people online. So peace.